In the quiet town of Bamban, Tarlac, Alice Guo emerged as a beacon of hope, winning the hearts of her constituents with promises of progress, transparency, and a brighter future. Her campaign was filled with optimism, and many believed she would bring real change to the community. But behind the carefully crafted image of a dedicated public servant, Alice Guo concealed a chilling secret that would soon shake the entire nation to its core. On November 20, 2025, the truth came crashing down. In a dramatic courtroom scene in Pasig City, Guo was sentenced to life in prison. The charges were not the usual corruption or bribery scandals that sometimes haunt politicians, but something far more sinister: human trafficking. The verdict sent shockwaves across the Philippines. People everywhere were stunned, realizing that criminal syndicates could reach the very heart of local government, hiding in plain sight behind the mask of public service. Investigators revealed that Guo, a Chinese national who had assumed a Filipina identity, masterminded a vast online scam and illegal gambling ring. She and her network operated with alarming sophistication, exploiting legal loopholes and using her position to shield their activities. Hundreds of unsuspecting job seekers were lured by promises of high-paying work. They responded to advertisements and recruitment drives, hoping for a better life for themselves and their families. Instead, they found themselves trapped in a nightmare, forced into grueling labor, stripped of their freedom, and subjected to inhumane conditions. Many victims were too afraid to speak out, fearing retribution. The conviction marked a turning point in the fight against human trafficking in the Philippines. It proved that even those who wield power and influence are not above the law, and that justice can prevail when institutions stand firm. The investigation was painstaking and complex, involving months of surveillance, undercover operations, and the relentless efforts of prosecutors and law enforcement officers who refused to give up, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Alice Guo's story is a stark warning to us all. Our institutions, no matter how strong, are vulnerable to infiltration. Evil can wear the face of respectability, and those who seem most trustworthy may be hiding the darkest secrets. For the people of Bamban, the betrayal cut deep. They had placed their faith in a leader who, beneath the surface, was a predator exploiting their trust for her own gain. The scars left behind will not heal easily, but the hope remains that justice will inspire vigilance and reform. Guo's operation was no small-time scam. It was a high-tech prison, meticulously designed to appear legitimate while hiding a sinister reality. From the outside, it looked like just another bustling business hub, but inside, it was a world built on deception and fear. The entire complex was disguised as a business park, complete with security guards and modern offices, giving no hint of the horrors within. Inside, hundreds of people from the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Rwanda were trapped, forced to operate global online scams. They came from all walks of life, lured by the promise of good jobs and a better future. But once inside, their passports were confiscated, and they found themselves under constant surveillance. The reality was brutal: cramped quarters, relentless pressure, and the ever-present threat of violence. Forced to work grueling hours, they perpetrated romance scams and other online frauds, targeting victims around the world. The work was endless, the environment suffocating. Any resistance was met with threats, intimidation, and sometimes outright violence. Escape was nearly impossible, and fear kept everyone in line. The hierarchy within the compound was unmistakable. Guo, acting as both company president and self-styled mayor, ruled with absolute authority, her word law within the walls. Official documents and company records directly tied her to the scam's management and ownership, leaving no doubt about her central role in the operation. Guo's political connections gave the operation a facade of legitimacy, allowing it to operate in plain sight and avoid scrutiny from authorities for years. The scam center became a chilling example of how organized crime can merge seamlessly with official power, making it even harder to dismantle. The workers, once hopeful for a new start, became unwilling participants in a global criminal conspiracy, their lives upended and their freedom stolen. The operation's technological sophistication made it both highly profitable and incredibly difficult to detect, with layers of digital security shielding its activities. In the end, it was a fortress of fraud, preying on the vulnerable, generating immense profits, and leaving a trail of shattered lives in its wake. The downfall began with one act of bravery. A Vietnamese worker escaped and alerted authorities. His testimony triggered a massive raid on the Bamban compound. Police found a self-contained city of exploitation, luxury for the traffickers, misery for the victims. Over 700 people were rescued, their faces marked by fear and hope. The operation required coordination across agencies and countries to identify and repatriate victims. Investigators uncovered documents and devices detailing the scam's scope. Crucially, they found proof that Guo was president of the company owning the compound. This evidence sealed her fate, directly linking her to the crimes. The raid liberated hundreds and exposed the full horror of the operation. It was more than a bust. It was a reckoning for a powerful official. The case became a symbol of justice against modern-day slavery. Human trafficking in the Philippines is a deep-rooted crisis, far beyond the Bamban case. Victims are lured with false promises, jobs, education, a better life, only to be exploited for sex or forced labor. Overseas, Filipinos are deceived by illegal recruiters and trapped in debt bondage. Within the country, rural poor are trafficked into cities for domestic work or hazardous jobs. The digital age has spawned scam centers where victims are forced to commit fraud under duress. Traffickers exploit poverty, lack of education, and hope for a better future. Social media and fake job ads are their tools, isolating victims before coercion begins. Trafficking thrives by turning human dreams into commodities for profit. Human trafficking in the Philippines targets both locals and foreigners. Filipinos seeking work abroad often end up in forced labor, while internal trafficking moves the vulnerable into urban exploitation. The country has also become a destination for foreign victims, lured by fake job offers in tech and gaming. Once inside scam compounds, their freedom is stripped away. Foreign victims face language barriers and isolation, making escape nearly impossible. Traffickers prefer foreigners, they're less likely to seek help. The international nature of these crimes demands cross-border cooperation. The crisis is now global, victimizing people from all walks of life. The rise of Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, fueled the trafficking and scam center epidemic. Licensed under President Duterte, POGOs brought in foreign workers, mostly from China, to serve the gambling industry. Criminal syndicates exploited this, trafficking people under false pretenses and trapping them in debt bondage. POGO compounds became blueprints for scam centers, secure, secretive, and ripe for abuse. The same networks shifted from gambling to online fraud, expanding their criminal reach. In 2024, President Marcos Jr. banned all offshore gambling, acknowledging the industry's role in rampant crime. The POGO experiment left a legacy of corruption and suffering. The crackdown is a step toward dismantling the infrastructure of organized crime. Alice Guo's conviction was a political earthquake, exposing deep collusion between crime and local politics. Senate hearings led by Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed Guo's fake identity and alleged ties to Chinese syndicates. After the scandal, Guo fled but was captured and deported to face justice. Her mayoral term was voided. She was never legally eligible to hold office. Public outrage forced the government to act, leading to the POGO ban and renewed focus on national security. The case is now a turning point in the fight against corruption and transnational crime. Senator Hontiveros continues to investigate, vowing to expose the full extent of foreign criminal influence. The fall of Guo offers hope that even the powerful can be held accountable. The scam center crisis is a regional plague, spreading across Southeast Asia. Countries like Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos have become hotspots for these operations, run by syndicates with ties to China. These industrial-scale scams traffic tens of thousands and steal billions worldwide. Criminals move operations to evade law enforcement, making the networks hard to dismantle. Victims are often educated, lured by fake jobs, then trapped and abused. Survivors tell of torture and forced labor, hidden behind digital screens. International cooperation is growing. Countries are sharing intelligence and arresting key figures. Sanctions and joint operations are pushing back against the syndicates. The conviction of Alice Guo is part of this global fight for justice. The fall of Alice Guo is a victory, but the fight against trafficking is far from over. Her arrest is a symbol of hope, but it is also a stark reminder of the deep-rooted problems that still exist in our society. For every trafficker brought to justice, there are many more who continue to operate in the shadows, preying on the vulnerable. This crisis is happening in our own communities, fueled by corruption and apathy. It thrives in the darkness, hidden behind closed doors and ignored by those who choose not to see. The pain and fear are real, and they are closer to us than we think, sometimes just a street away, or even within our own circles. The victims are our neighbors and fellow human beings. Their suffering demands action. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters, each with dreams and hopes that have been shattered. Their voices may be silenced, but their need for help is urgent and undeniable. Government must enforce laws, root out corruption, and support survivors. It is not enough to make promises. Real change requires commitment, transparency, and the courage to confront those who profit from exploitation. Only then can we begin to heal as a nation. Citizens must stay vigilant, educate themselves, and report suspicious activity. We all have a role to play, whether it's spreading awareness, supporting local initiatives, or simply looking out for one another. Together we can create a safer environment for everyone. Be wary of too good to be true job offers, especially online. Traffickers often use deception and false promises to lure their victims. Always verify opportunities, and encourage friends and family to do the same. A moment of caution can prevent a lifetime of pain. One report can save a life, just as one escapee brought down a criminal empire. Your voice matters. If you see something suspicious, don't hesitate to speak up. You could be the difference between despair and hope for someone in need. This is a battle for our society's soul. Every life has value. We must remember that behind every statistic is a real person, deserving of dignity and freedom. Our compassion and determination can light the way forward. Let Alice Guo's story be a catalyst for change, not just a headline. Let it inspire us to demand justice, to question the systems that allow such crimes to persist, and to support those who are fighting for a better future. We must demand accountability, protect the vulnerable, and build a world where all are safe and free. Our collective action can break the cycle of abuse and create lasting change for generations to come. The fight for freedom and justice continues, with all of us. Together, we can ensure that hope triumphs over fear, and that every Filipino can live with dignity, safety, and freedom.